Hello everyone, welcome to Ton Time. Today we will be looking at the SwitchBot Motion Sensor. I recently bought a SwitchBot bot and that was pretty cool. And when I was on their website, I noticed that their motion sensors were on sale and it was pretty cheap and it has a lot of good reviews. So I decided to pick four of them up. But we'll be unboxing one of them just to see what is inside and see how this thing works. I'm going to hook it up to my SwitchBot app. And I'm also going to sync it up with my home assistant smart home system. So as you can see, this is a motion sensor. What's cool about it is not only does it have a motion sensor, it also has a light sensor on it as well. So the SwitchBot motion sensor can detect body movement across a wide area range up to 30 feet and at an angle of 110 degrees horizontally and 55 degrees vertically. You can also set sensitivity settings to help make sure that you're always detecting the right thing. And what's also cool, like I said before, the light sensor. There's a light sensor that's inside that can be used to detect what kind of light environment your surroundings are in, and you can define your light threshold to be bright or dark via their app, or you can probably control it in Home Assistant as well. And they also have a separate system. If you have the SwitchBot Hub Mini, you can control these through the cloud instead of locally. But since I'm on my home assistant, which is connected outside, I'm not gonna use that. I'm just gonna hook this straight up to my system. So I'm not using this with the Hub Mini. So yeah, so let's go ahead and unbox it and see what is inside. So let's just look at one of them here. So this is the retail packaging. And it works with Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri shortcuts, IFTTT, SmartThings, and Clova. I think you just hook up your account to that. And this is the things that it can control with motion. You control their bot, their curtains, or pretty much do anything. You could use this to trigger any kind of automation here. So yeah, so retail packaging is pretty standard looking. So the sensor, it looks a little bit bigger than my SmartThings one, but let's go ahead and open it and see for ourselves. All right, so I am going to open it up right now. I'll just open up one so you guys can see, and we'll sync it up to the app and all that good stuff. So okay, so upon opening, got this molded plastic, got the user manual here, little booklet of the motion sensor user manual. It has base, 2 batteries, and a sticker. Mounting points on the bottom there, mounting slot in the back, and there's the battery case. Reset button on the bottom. Light indicator and light sensor on the top. You got the motion sensor there in the middle and the base, which is magnetic, and it's got QR codes for downloading on your phone. So yeah, so that's the manual. So this is everything that you see in here. Here's the sticker. Out of the way here. So here's the base, the sticker, the battery, and the motion sensor itself. So the motion sensor is a little bit bigger than my SmartThings motion sensor, but this one has an extra feature which has that light sensor, which is pretty cool. So this is how big it is in the palm of my hand. So each of the square here is about 1 inch. So it's roughly 2 inches. A 2-inch square, 2-inch 2-inch wide and 2-inch tall from the square here on my desk. And it's all ABS plastic. And like the instructions said, you have the mounting point in the back here, so you can mount it in the back this way. and hang it on a wall, or if you have a metal surface, you could hang it that way, or if you want to just have it on a table or a shelf or whatever, you could mount it this way on the bottom here and have it stand up like that. So you got two mounting options. The mounting, this base is also plastic, yep, but there should be magnets in here, and it's kind of got a ball swivel here, as you can see, so you could swivel it around if you're mounting it around. And there's a lock back here, so it looks like you could twist and turn. So there, I have it unlocked, so wherever that little groove there is, if it's pointing to the unlock, that means something is unlocked. So you could pretty much take this out. So here's the magnet underneath here, and then I believe you just use this to mount on your wall, I guess. There's two holes here. I'm guessing if you want to screw it in, or you could use the sticker. It's really light, so the sticker's probably good enough. And this is the inside here. So that's that. So if you want to lock it back up, put it on and slide it over to lock it. And this one here, I'm gonna have this on my shelf, so I'm gonna mount it this way and just have it stand up. So well, let's put the battery in first. So you need to make sure that there's a little notch there to open it up. Comes off here, just the back plastic, all plastic in here. So you want to take the battery, obviously, and put it in there. And it's cool that they use standard AAA batteries. A lot of the stuff that I use like watch batteries or some different type of battery, and it doesn't last as long. Like my SmartThings devices only last about a year. I believe with these batteries, they say that these last quite a bit. I don't know how long, but I think it's supposed to last like a couple of years. But if I'm wrong, please leave a comment below. But with two double AAA batteries, I'm pretty sure that this thing will last longer than my other devices. Okay, so pop those two batteries in, and then clip it back on, and then you could mount this on. And this thing, I think you have to press it in pretty hard to get it mounted. So let me do that. Okay, yep, you have to press it in, and it might be a little bit challenging because the ball mount was moving, but I got mine in, as you can see. So it pops in pretty easily. You just gotta force it in, and it pretty much stands up now, like that. And you could adjust it up and down. If you have a magnetic surface, it works that well. It works there too. So but you don't really need it since I'm standing it up this way. But if you do have a metal surface, it's just more stability for it. So that's how I'm going to mount it. So now that it's on, let's see here. So I put the battery in. So I'm going to go to my app now and show you guys how to pair this thing. So let me go to the app here. Okay, so I have my phone on here, and I mirrored my screen on there so you guys can see. And I will just look for my SwitchBot app. So I'm gonna, I'm ready. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the plus button here, and it's gonna look for any Bluetooth device. And it looks like it sees two devices. I already have my bot synced, so I'm going to hit motion sensor, and now press and hold the button on your device for 2 seconds until the indicator light starts flashing. So I am going to hit the top for 2 seconds. Okay, it's flashing, as you can see. I'm going to hit next. It's going to add the device, so I'm just going to say I'm going to put this in my room, so I'm going to put Downy motion sensor. And then I don't have any room set up yet, so I'm just going to hit done and then hit next. You could probably do that later. And right here it says avoid placing motion sensors behind a door or facing a window. Keep it away from any heat sources such as heater, Wi-Fi routers, or lamps. And then if you have a pet in your home, if you're a pet owner, the way you install motion will be slightly different. So I do have pets at home, but they're not in my room a lot, so I'm gonna hit no on here. You know what? Let's go ahead and hit yes, since I do have some. And let's see. To prevent false alarms triggered by your pet, you'll need to install motion sensor at a spot 0.01, 0.2 millimeter higher than your pet and lower than your chest. The reset button should be facing down. Okay. That's if you put it on the wall, so that's good to know. So turn motion sensor around so the reset button is facing down. Interesting. The texture range is also flipped. Okay, then it just tells you how to install the motion sensor. And then right here, it tells you the motion. So you can set it for long, 7 to 9 meters, 3 to 5, or short. And it even tells you if it's out of range or not. So it kind of helps you calibrate the sensor, which is pretty cool. So I guess depending on how big your room is, you can set the sensor. So right now, I think I'm just going to set the sensor short since this is a small room. And I'm pretty sure you could change this later. So I just want to show this for you guys and then hit OK. And then bingo, you're done. And then the sensor, go all devices, then you see motion sensor right here, Downy motion sensor, and it tells you when it was detected, last detected. And then you can set automations in here. It says please upgrade the firmware to fix the error caused from automation trigger. You'll need to reset these. Okay, so there looks like there's a firmware upgrade, so it's always good to update the firmware. So right now it's upgrading the firmware for the device. Looks like the white light blinks as it upgrades. And it says please do not turn off the device. So finish. Okay, so now I'm on the latest firmware. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So it tells you when motion is detected on the app here. So you could always go back to your settings and set everything again. As you can see, you could turn on the light indicator here. You could enable it, disable it. So I'm just going to hit enable. And then you have the light sensor here. It's recommended to calibrate the light sensor based on the ambient brightness of your sensor. So you can do all that good stuff in here as well. And you can calibrate it to dim. So I'm not going to do that here, but that's in there. Cloud services is off since I don't have a hub, but I am linking this to my Home Assistant. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And you can do find my motion sensor, and when it does that, it blinks the light so you know which motion sensor you are working on if you have multiple ones like I have. So pretty much that's it. That's the unboxing. That's the setup here. So that's setting it on the app. And I'm going to go ahead and set it up on Home Assistant now. So give me a second there. So let me switch over to my Home Assistant. And I will show you guys how to set it up on Home Assistant. So here's my Home Assistant. So basically you're going to go to settings, devices and services, and oh, it looks like it found it right here. So Home Assistant discovered, because I have Bluetooth enabled for discovery, it sensed the motion sensor here right when I turn it on. So I'm going to hit configure. Do you want to set up motion sensor 51EE? And then, yeah, so it knows that it's the WO present SwitchBot. So I'm going to choose my area in my room, hit finish, and you see it right here on the lower right corner, right here. So I got two SwitchBot devices. I got this bot one is actually my light switch that I installed last week, and this is my motion sensor. So I'm going to go into my motion sensor, and there's one device and 4 entities, as you can see. So there's a light sensor here, and it's motion right now. So right now it's not detecting any motion sensor, but I just lifted it up and it's detecting it now. And here's my battery life. So yeah, and it's got Bluetooth diagnostic here, Bluetooth signal strength. So I have everything already on my Home Assistant, and it's not easy to set up. So you don't need a hub if you have Home Assistant. Just make sure that your the instance that your Home Assistant is on, it has Bluetooth capabilities, and it will work just like that out of the box. So yeah, that was pretty much setting up on Home Assistant. See how easy it was, and now I could pretty much do automations with it. If I create automations right here, I could add triggers, and I could choose a device, and I could choose the device here. And I forgot what I called it. I think it was called Motion. Yeah, Motion 51E, but I could rename that there. So this is the SwitchBot Motion Sensor, and you can set it to detect motion or even detect light and all that good stuff. And I could trigger automations based off of that. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. That's pretty much the unboxing, the setting it up on the SwitchBot app, as you saw, and the setting it up on Home Assistant. So this is a pretty neat little device. I'm gonna install it and get some automation done in my room for the lights. And yeah, it's a pretty neat device if you want to automate your house. Or even provide a layer of security. These things are great. It's not too big. I love the swivel base, the magnetic base down here, the swivel ball joint here to adjust your sensor, and the option to even wall mount it, and the light sensor and everything. So this has been another time unboxing. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, you know what to do down there. And like always, be safe, stay safe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out till next time.